I'm going to show you luxury homes in Saratoga Springs. Now, if you're thinking Saratoga Springs is too far away, well, think again, because this community is right on the border of Lehigh and Saratoga Springs, so stay tuned. So I am out here featuring Toll Brothers Wildflower Community in Saratoga Springs, and you can see behind me there's one house that's almost done, but there are still lots that you can purchase and do the build process. And you can see behind me there's still some homes that are even at the framing stage. So you have a wide variety of options out here depending on what you're wanting to do. The 5 different home plans that they're doing, even though the lots are really good size with being 1/3 of an acre up to 1/2 an acre, you would think the houses are going to be huge, but they're not as big as you would think. I was actually pleasantly surprised with the size of the properties because they're going to range anywhere from 4,000 square feet up to about 5,200 square feet in this community. And there are 44 lots. Now, a lot of these lots right here that are what I would consider view lots, they are already sold, but there are some still available. Some of the lots out here do have a lot premium, and you can see why. I mean, you can see all of Utah Lake. You can't see the mountains as clearly today because of the clouds, but you can even see Lehigh right off into the point of the mountain and into Salt Lake County from here. So some of these lots have a $0 lot premium, and some of them are up to $75,000 that I've seen for a lot premium in this subdivision. So even if you choose a lot over here that's not right out looking at the lake, I do want to show you, you still get some amazing views from your house depending on placements and everything, because right down the center, there's nothing in between these 2 properties, and you can still see Utah Lake. This community is going to have a pickleball court, a playground, some walking trails. However, I will point out that some of these amenities are going to be shared with the other Wildflower subdivision. I don't know if you can see it back here behind me. That is a different builder. That is not Toll Brothers. However, they will share some of the amenities with the people that live in that subdivision as well. I don't know if you can tell, but there is a white fence behind me, and that is the property line between the 2 communities that are Wildflower with different builders down there, then the Toll Brothers homes up here. Okay, so here's something that I want to point out. It's not the best view from over here on camera, but right over there in Lehigh on that ridge, a few miles away, maybe 6-7 miles from here, is the other Toll Brothers community, Traverse Ridge in Lehigh. And I'm pointing that out to you because I want to talk about pricing between this subdivision and even as an example, that Toll Brothers community. Over there in Lehigh, that community is right now for not a view lot. I mean, I'm seeing them for 1.2 up to about 1.6, $1.7 million. And over here, because it is considered Saratoga Springs, even though Lehigh is right down the street, they are much more affordable. And I believe the lots are larger over here in Saratoga Springs than they are in Lehigh. So for some of their quick move-in homes, they're starting at about $850,000, and they are going up to about 1.2 million in this community. Now, you do have to keep in mind the prices are always going to vary and be subject to change. I'm sure some in here, when you add lot premiums, the upgrades in the design center, all of that are going to be, you know, closer to the 1.5 million range, depending on what a person chooses in this subdivision. But it is a huge price swing. Like I said, starting in the 800,000s compared to 1.2 million a few miles away. This is a great option for a luxury home in just a couple miles difference. One of the great things about choosing one of the quick move-in homes, and these quick move-ins are going to be available anywhere between the spring of 2025 and fall of 2025. But one of the great things is if you are budget conscious and you have a certain range, you don't have to worry about getting swept away with a lot of upgrades or options in the design center because the quick move-ins are already chosen for you. Because the thing that people often lose sight of is it gets really expensive pretty fast when you're selecting options and upgrades in a design center. However, you also do have post-move-in things that you need to plan and budget for, like if you want to fence your yard, your landscaping, your window covering. So if you're getting plantation shutters, things like that in a house add up really fast, whether you're doing a quick move in or you're building and choosing a lot to build on here. Builders are also doing incentives right now, and Toll Brothers is no different. Now, builder incentives vary depending on when you reach out to me to talk to me more about this community. So I'm not going to quote you any current incentives, but some ideas of recent incentives that have been done are things like design center credits, free basement finishing. So you do have some options there. So conveniences. You are about 2.5 miles from the Saratoga Springs Costco, which means the Saratoga Springs Smiths and all the shopping is all like right out in this area, 10 minutes away, maybe 5 miles at max. And then, like I said earlier, Lehigh is right off over there, and which means that Interstate 15, you're about 5 or 6 miles from Interstate 15. And then you can probably see and hear Mountain View Corridor is just right outside the subdivision. There is a lighted intersection, so it makes it easier to get out onto Mountain View Corridor living here. And then, of course, Mountain View Corridor is being extended into Salt Lake County, and I'll show you some of that video of the construction going on. But UDOT is saying that's supposed to be done sometime the end of 2025. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Toll Brothers community out here at Wildflower in Saratoga Springs. If you're looking at making a real estate move and want to learn more about this community or any of the surrounding areas, reach out to me. I'm always here to help, but as always, make it a great day.